So I always wanted to know when every time I pick a can up and I'm about to open that stuff, I'm like, how the hell they ever got to this point where we got cans are everywhere. Everywhere you look, can this, can that. And I mean, I always remember I used to love those fruit cocktails in the can, those little things basically with the cherry. Got to make sure it had the cherry in it. So I always wanted to know, but now is the time I'm actually going to see this and actually understand where it came from and how far along it came. My name is Shane. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach. I help busy women just kind of navigate through all the mumbo jumbo and get educated when it comes to health and fitness so they can make better informed decisions. All right, I'm looking to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. All right, let's get into this video.
Opening up the past, exploring the history of canned foods. Hello and welcome to Crazy Food History, where we explore the world of food and drink. Have you ever wondered how your great-great-grandparents survived without microwaves and meal delivery apps? Well, buckle up, folks, because we're about to crack open the can of history.
I thought, wasn't it because like salt? I think salt was involved when it comes to like preserving food. And then they like put everything in salt, like salted ham, or I remember hearing something like that. Like back in the day when, I mean, well, not back in the day, but like the social studies class, history
And
class.
spill the beans on the hilarious, bizarre, and hunger-busting world of canned foods. So sit back, hold some canned fruit cocktail, and prepare to explore the history of canned foods. The history of canned foods can be traced back to the early 19th century when Napoleon Bonaparte, in need of a reliable way to preserve food for his vast army, offered a cash prize to anyone who could come up with an effective solution. This challenge led to the innovation of a French chef and confectioner named Nicolas Appert, who spent over a decade experimenting with different preservation techniques. Appert's breakthrough came in 1809, when he discovered that food placed in glass jars and then heated to high temperatures could be preserved for extended periods without spoiling. This method essentially killed the bacteria responsible for spoilage, and the sealed jars prevented new bacteria from entering. Appert's technique, known as the apperturization process, won him the cash prize offered by Napoleon, and the concept of canning was born. However, glass jars were heavy and fragile, which made them less than
Yeah.
ideal for military use. In 1810, a British merchant named Peter Durand recognized the need for more practical packaging and patented the idea of preserving food in tin cans. Tin cans were lighter, more durable, and easier
So you tell me all that stuff like my fruit cocktails, whatever, like I said, in a little can. You have to warm it up first. I don't know, am I definitely gonna.
to transport, making them a significant improvement over glass jars. Durand's patent was soon acquired by Englishmen Brian Duncan and John Hull, who opened the world's first commercial canning factory in 1813. The shift from glass jars to tin cans revolutionized the canning industry and laid the foundation.
There you go. That's I think I know what those are. Those are sardines. I love me some sardines. Comment below, let me know if you like sardines. I love sardines.
Peter Durand. While tin cans were a significant improvement over glass jars, early users faced the challenge of opening them. The can opener had not yet been invented, and people had to rely on knives, chisels, or even rocks to pry open their canned goods. It
Rocks,
wasn't
okay.
until 1858 that Ezra J. Warner, an American inventor, developed the first can opener. This device used a lever and a sharp curved blade to
Yes,
puncture and
the
cut
one on the
around the
left
edge of
I
the
used to
can.
use.
Although
I've used.
rudimentary, Warner's invention was a game changer and a critical step in the evolution of canned food. Throughout the 19th century, canned food became increasingly popular and played a crucial role in feeding armies and explorers.
Now, my question is, for somebody nowadays, is there a household that does not allow canned food? Because you know people are very cautious or very aware about their health and everything. I wonder if there's any household nowadays it actually says no, we don't do canned food. We do everything fresh, 100% fresh. I mean, it's one thing to be 100% organic, that's expensive as it is, but I wonder if there's anybody. Comment below, let me know if you you don't allow cans in your house at all whatsoever.
Canned goods were non-perishable, easy to transport, and required no cooking, making them ideal for soldiers and adventurers alike. During the American Civil War, both Union and Confederate troops relied heavily on canned foods, such as canned meats, fruits, and
Now,
vegetables. Canned goods were also essential to Arctic and Antarctic expeditions, providing explorers with much-needed sustenance in harsh environments. As the demand for canned food grew, so did the need for improvements in canning technology and safety standards. Early canning methods were labor-intensive and time-consuming, and there were occasional cases of food poisoning due to improper sealing or contamination. In 1864,
What's a macro?
Louis Pasteur's research on the germ theory of disease laid the groundwork for understanding the importance of sterilization in the canning process. This knowledge led to the development of more effective canning techniques, including the retort process, which involved placing filled cans in a pressurized steam cooker to ensure proper sterilization.
That heat again.
The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked the golden age of canned foods as mass production techniques and the expansion of canning factories made these products more accessible and affordable. The advent of the assembly line and increased automation revolutionized the canning industry, allowing for the production of canned goods on a much larger scale. This period also saw the emergence of several major canning companies such as Heinz, Campbell's, and Del Monte, which would go on to become household names.
Yep.
Canned food quickly became a staple in American households. Families could enjoy a variety of fruits, vegetables, and meats throughout the year, regardless of season or regional availability. As the market for canned goods expanded, so did the range of products available. Companies introduced new canned items such as soups, fish, and even entire meals, further increasing the popularity of canned goods. These companies also adopted innovative marketing strategies to promote their products.
Speaking of which, there's actually there's actually organic beans and peas and vegetables now in cans. So when you get a chance, check that out. Keep your eye out for that. I forgot. I think it was Goya. I think it was Goya that had it. Goya like organic beans or something like that. And actually, I've been getting also when I get my beans as well. I get them in boxes of Whole Foods. They have it in boxes as well. I mean, the thing that is this as good? Maybe the same technique. I don't know.
Using eye-catching labels and advertising campaigns that highlighted the convenience and nutritional value of canned foods. Some brands like Campbell's even capitalized on the growing popularity of radio and television to reach a wider audience and establish their products as a staple in the American diet. Canned food played a vital role during both World War I and II, providing soldiers with much-needed sustenance on the front lines. The non-perishable nature, easy transport, and
if you lose that, it's over for you. That key, I have it it's a Jamaican dish that we have. It's called, corned beef, and what we call it bully beef in Jamaica, and you get it with rice or whatever, you can have it whatever. But anyway, if you lose that key, it's over for you. Period. Over for you.
Convenience of canned goods made them the ideal food source for troops stationed far from home.
I guess you could use a knife, but you don't want to use a knife and cut yourself. But yeah, if you lose that, yeah.
The war sparked innovations in canning technology for military use, such as the development of lighter, more compact cans, and the introduction of the key opening can, which eliminated the need for a separate can opener. Canned food also came to symbolize resilience and unity during these turbulent times. On the home front, citizens were encouraged to grow victory gardens and preserve their own fruits and vegetables to support the war effort. Government-issued rationing programs often included canned goods, further solidifying their status as an essential food source. Canned food was not only a practical necessity, but also a symbol of perseverance and shared sacrifice. Following the end of World War II, the canned food industry experienced a significant boom, fueled by the rise of convenience foods and the growth of global canned food brands. The post-war years saw an increase in disposable income, a desire for convenience, and a growing interest in new food products, all of which contributed to the popularity of canned goods. The industry continued to innovate, introducing new products like canned TV dinners, which cater to the changing lifestyles and tastes of consumers. The expansion of the canned food industry in the post-war years also led to the growth of global canned food brands. Companies like Heinz, Campbell's, and Del Monte extended their reach beyond national borders, making their products available to consumers worldwide. The combination of convenience, affordability, and variety offered by canned foods solidified their place in households around.
And I think that's a big deal. Is convenience. That's the biggest of all this stuff. Convenience just revolutionized everything. When it comes to convenience, like the Ubers, all this kind of stuff, creating convenience for people, that's the key to honestly making money or, creating a revolution on anything. Creating convenience for people. Absolutely true.
The globe. The war years and the post-war canning boom not only shaped the canned food industry, but also played a pivotal role in the way people viewed and consumed food. As canned foods became increasingly popular and widespread, concerns and criticisms about their potential health impacts began to emerge. One of the main debates centered around the nutritional value of canned foods compared to their fresh or frozen counterparts. While canning does preserve food for extended periods, the high heat used during the canning process can cause the loss of some vitamins vitamins and nutrients. However, proponents argue that canned foods still provide a valuable and convenient source of.
I didn't know that. It makes sense because when you boil, some people say when you boil your broccoli or boil whatever, they usually say that you boil out the nutrients and all that kind of stuff. So technically they did that, but they preserve it in the can. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Nutrition, especially when fresh produce is not readily available or affordable. Another significant health concern associated with canned foods is the use of bisphenol A or BPA and other chemicals in can linings. BPA, a synthetic compound used to make the epoxy resin that coats the inside of many cans, has been linked to various health issues, including hormone disruption and potential developmental problems in children. This revelation led to increased public scrutiny and calls for safer alternatives. In response to these concerns, the canning industry has taken steps to address the potential health risks associated with canned foods. Many companies have phased out the use of BPA in their can lining, replacing it with alternative materials like BPA-free resins or oleoresin coatings. As we move further into the 21st century, canned foods will continue to play a critical role in addressing global food insecurity and sustainability. The long shelf life and accessibility of canned goods make them an essential tool in combating hunger and malnutrition, particularly in regions where fresh food is scarce or unaffordable. Moreover, the canning process helps to reduce food waste by preserving surplus produce, which contributes to a more sustainable food system. The future of canned goods is likely to be marked by a continued focus on addressing food insecurity and sustainability, while embracing new technologies and catering to changing consumer preferences. As the canned food industry evolves, it will continue to play an essential role in feeding the world and promoting a more sustainable and equitable food system. As we've journeyed through the fascinating history of canned foods, from Napoleon's challenge to the innovative solutions that have shaped our modern-day pantry staples. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let us.
Yeah, so for some of these canned stuff, especially soups. So normally I don't buy canned soup, but if I think I made once in my recent years, it was definitely low sodium or something like that. That's the only thing I'd be mindful of. But this is all interesting. You know, the nutrients are a lot less compared to fresh vegetables. But like I said, if you do broccoli, you have to boil it or something. And you have canned broccoli. But for example, when you boil broccoli, you lose some nutrients in anyway. You know, you boil carrots, you know, or whatever. You lose some of it. But this was an interesting video. Comment below. So let me know if you actually are can-free household. That'd be interesting to know if actually people actually do that. And let me know when you were kids or even now, what are your go-to canned things? So for me, it'd be pork and beans. It would be and a fruit cocktail. I never really maybe Chef Boyardee stuff too. And right now it's just really the sardines and tuna, if anything, seafood. That's mostly my my go-to when it comes to canned meats or canned food in general. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to subscribe. Definitely got more content like this coming. I would love to get to 500 subscribers. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.